Hey guys, so I started researching a pretty incredible type of therapy, and it's something that I've heard of so many times in the past, and I have no idea why I followed through with actually looking into this further, but it kind of got brought up probably about 3 or 4 years ago for the first time, and I shrugged it off. But then it kind of got re-brought up 3 days ago. And so when I heard it again, what it was, I was like, you know what, maybe I should just research this full force, because it's helped so many people dealing with the exact same thing that I deal with. Here's the shit. It's called EMDR, and those of you who know what this is, cool. I didn't choose to research this when I should have, so now I am. But it's rapid eye movement, kind of like when you're REM cycle of sleeping, the rapid eye movement. So it's eye movement desensitization and response therapy. What's really interesting about this is that it is for a lot of different things. It can be for phobias, it can be for anxiety, it can be for depression, but what it's known for is helping people with PTSD. PTSD triggers have been off the radar lately, and it's not very fun to live with. And I know I've said it on here plenty of times, that it just sucks when you can't live your life like normal people or like most people. I have daily triggers and I have constant triggers, and it's not very fun to live with, and I guess I'm just kind of fucking over it. I really just am. I'm just over it. I'm tired of living any life this way, and I just feel like I finally need help. The majority of the people that I guess I know and have heard of, that's what they do. They don't really necessarily care what's wrong with you. They just want to retrain your brain and kind of give you homework and kind of make you believe that. I've been against therapy in the past. I'm not against it. I'm against people who are going to try to retrain my brain how to think a different way, which I guess, it can work for people. It can. I'm truly not saying anything bad, but having a kind of mediocre psychological background that I have, I just didn't want that. So it wasn't for me. And now I guess I've gotten to a point where I guess I'm just ready, man. I'm just ready to move on and get this shit out of my head. So I'm going to start this soon, and I kind of want to bring you guys along the way, as dumb as that sounds. I just know there are so many people who watch my stuff and read my blogs and follow me and purchase my book and whatnot, who suffer from that I do, and some far worse than mine. And I just want to be that outlet to help people, like I always have wanted to do. And I just think that this is the next step in my life, and I would love, the psychological part of it, which is very intriguing to me, and what they do and how they do it and why they do it is so interesting to me because of the psychology behind it in your guys's. And I guess I just woke up this morning and decided that this is what I was going to try. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. It's a very interesting theory behind with people who suffer from severe PTSD, whether it be from fighting in a war, like we normally associate PTSD with, or an abusive past. That's why I'm growing, and that's why I hope to grow anyway. Whatever. The thing about it is people just don't understand those types of triggers unless they deal with it themselves. And it's one of those things that maybe I never really could figure out why I dealt with it until as a chemical reaction in your brain, right? And it makes you remember things that you don't want to remember. So when something triggers your brain to remember that certain circumstance, that's where that stress is involved. So I always kind of associate it with a food for the first time, and you absolutely positively hate it. You're never going to eat that food again, and the thought of that food makes some people just want to gag, and that's that thought. So PTSD is a lot more common. Sometimes people will ask me, why do you even think you have PTSD? Because people so much associate it with a soldier or the war or whatever. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. So something that happens to you causes this reaction. And it doesn't just necessarily deal with a war. It can literally deal with day-to-day things that you do. I want to be able to allow people to see inside my life and in my brain, because it's so much more common than people think it is, and there's nothing out there that really talks about this. There's nothing out there that talks about when someone is very emotionally and verbally abused to the point where it's detrimental to their life. Like, there's nothing out there that, and I want to be that voice.